Pops. Hello everybody, my name is Crafted Warrior, and in today's video, we are going to be reviewing all of the 10th anniversary and Withered lines of Five Nights at Freddy's Pops. So let's get right into it, shall we? Starting off with Freddy Fazbear. This pop is pretty dang good. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of pops, but the FNAF pops I do like. And this one, I really like. Most pops, let me get my FNAF 1 2016 Freddy pop for reference. Most pops do have this exact pose. It is very uninspired, very boring. This one has a very unique pose. And every detail is there, and this is a really good Freddy pop. It's way better than this one, that's for sure. This was made for the FNAF movie and, of course, the 10th anniversary. So let's move on to Bonnie. And now we have Bonnie. Bonnie also looks pretty good, like Freddy. He is a little bit too blue, in my opinion. Like, last I checked, FNAF movie Bonnie was more of a darker blue, but this is like baby blue. At least he has got a way better guitar, which I'm pretty sure the actual Bonnie pop, the one from 2016, didn't have a guitar at all. But this guy does, and he looks really good. So yeah. Next, we're gonna take a look at Chica. Just like the rest of the gang, Chica also looks pretty good. She's got Cupcake as well, which the original Chica Pop did not have. There's nothing really more I can say about this Chica Pop, other than, yeah, it looks good. Next, we're gonna move on to Foxy. This Foxy is probably the easiest to differentiate from his movie and his game appearance, because, first off, this friggin' fur tufts, these things are really noticeable. It makes him look like a freaking schnauzer. And he has actual pants, which Game Foxy did not have, but Movie Foxy did. But what I do like, look at that, the eye patch is taped to the back of his head. But overall, for Movie Foxy, he looks pretty good. Next, we're going to be taking a look at some of the FNAF 2 10th anniversary merch. Let's get straight into it, shall we? The first one is this really cool looking puppet. I don't know what else to say. This is probably the most accurate puppet merch that Funko has produced. And every detail is on there, and it looks really nice. It kind of doesn't look much like a pop. If the head was smaller, it would have passed as a action figure. Unfortunately, we could not be that lucky, and Funko just had to make it a pop. So, yeah, nothing much we can do about that, so let's just move. It seems like our first call was answered by Funko. This is the Withered Golden Freddy Funko Pop. And while people would have probably liked an action figure or plushies of the Withereds way more, this is serviceable. He's got this really cool texture on it. which really makes him feel beaten up. And it adds a lot of contrast to the main colors of Withered Golden Freddy. Nothing really much I can say about him, except he looks really good, and when comparing it to the first Golden Freddy Funko Pop, it's not even comparable. This one is way better. Now we're gonna move on to my least desirable wave. This one is probably executed the worst, and those are the rest of the Withereds. Starting off with Withered Freddy, yeah, he looks fine, except when I put this guy here, you can probably see the issue. This just feels like a recolor of this, but with extra steps. Immediately, something that I do like is the texture on the actual pops themselves. They look very dirty, which is accurate for the Withereds. But Freddy here, he's kind of boring. I mean, I guess it would be understandable that Freddy is the most boring one, since he's got the simplest design out of all the Withereds. I'm not saying his design is bad, I'm just saying that compared to the other Withereds, Freddy is the least damaged. So, let's move on to the next Wither. Withered Bonnie is up next. And if you remember, Funko actually already made a Withered Bonnie Funko Pop. They just redid it a little bit by giving him more accurate eyes and a better pose. I'll put a image of the original one right here since I don't have one in person to compare. So this pop looks pretty good. His colors are actually on point. He does have the wrong shape of teeth, but I can get past that. What I can't get past is his nightmare foot. Why does he have a nightmare foot? This is clearly Withered Bonnie, so why wouldn't he have an Endo 02 foot? Maybe that's just me being nitpicky, but I feel like since we've been waiting like 10 years for Withered merch Funko, maybe do a better job with it. But I can live with this. Withered Bonnie looks good despite the few issues. Now these next two pops, I have massive issues with. Withered Chica. What to say about this one? First, the head is way too big, but pops always do have big heads. The freaking eyes look really bad. Don't even get me started on this bottom beak. Why is it so flat? It's like, it looks like it got squished. Just her bottom beak though. It looks like the mass from her bottom beak went to her freaking dome. It looks really bad. I guess the endoskeleton looks fine. The body also looks pretty good. It's just the head, man. The head is the focal point of most pieces of merchandise, and yet they screwed up this bad. I don't get how Funko can do this. Like, it literally feels like I could bend this and it would friggin' break in half. But that's not the only one that I have a problem with. And believe me, the most inaccurate pop of all of these is coming up. Withered Foxy. Oh, Withered Foxy, Withered Foxy. What happened here? First things first, his lighter patches are dark red. They're literally like a crimson, like a faded crimson color. Why is the inside of his mouth silver? Where are his pants? And most importantly, well, maybe not most importantly, but what is this endoskeleton? This is not an endoskeleton. Gears? Why does it look like the wires are hair? What happened? Why does he look so done with it? I would look done with it if they did me this dirty. But wow, they could not have screwed up more on this pop. I genuinely think that they could not have screwed up worse than they have on Withered Foxy. And again, we did just get done reviewing Withered Chica, and she was pretty bad. But this is really disappointing. It feels like they didn't even try. It just feels like they took some random stuff and just mashed it together to make this unholy creation against mankind. It looks awful. And I don't even understand why they did it this bad. They weren't on a time crunch. I guess the texturing looks good. It's still got that dirty texture. I can't give this thing any more credit. I am definitely going to be repainting Withered Foxy. Like, no questions asked. I will be repainting this guy. And I'll probably do a YouTube post when I do get finished with Withered Foxy, but this guy needs a serious spot A. Funko, what happened? Luckily, the next pop, I have so much more nicer to say about it. So let's just get on to it. Mangle looks phenomenal. I mean, I will pretty much like all pieces of Mangle merch because Mangle is my favorite character, but this is incredibly detailed. Every detail is there, from the wires on the head to the face. I really love the face, even if it is a little bit flat. Every limb is where it should be. This limb right here is a little bit short, but I don't mind that. They did have to fit it in the box. The extra hand here looks really good. It's even got the tail, which I didn't notice at first. And yeah, the endoskeleton looks kind of weird, but I don't care. Mangle looks great. I mean, it is pretty hard to go wrong with me and Mangle. I friggin' love Mangle, as I've already said before. But yeah, this is probably my favorite pop of the lot. And that is a very nice achievement for Funko. They made a good pop that looks accurate. Maybe not this endoskeleton, though. Like this skeleton, like, rib cage part. It looks kind of jank, but I don't care. Mangle looks awesome. So yeah, those were all of the 10th anniversary and Withered pops. Yeah. Overall, the 10th anniversary pops definitely have much more quality than the Withereds. The 10th anniversary pops, as I said, I would give a 9 out of 10, while the Withereds I would unfortunately give a 7 out of 10. The only reason why it's a 7 and not a 6 is because of Mangle. But yeah, So that was all, I guess. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!